Good evening, everyone that's listening. We'll call the meeting of the Roseburg School Board Budget Committee to order. And our first item of business is the flag salute. Bernice, would you lead us? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The next thing is to introduction of the committee members, and I was wondering if Cheryl, you would do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, do that.
And our staff too.
The light is green. I'm Cheryl Northam. I'm the Director of Finance and Operations for the school district. And I also would like to let you know that Superintendent Corden will not be joining us tonight. He has away on a family emergency. To my right, I have Tiffany Farrington. She is the administrative assistant for the business office. And Jill Weber, Dr. Jill Weber, our high school principal. We have Bernice Wagner. Bernice, are you still doing real estate?
No, I'm retired on my 80th birthday.
Bernice is a long-term member of the budget committee. Do you know how many years you've served on our budget committee?
School board and budget committee, it's like 35 years.
Oh, my. Thank you. Pastor Howard Johnson, school board member. I just heard you say you've been on the school board for 6 years. Since 2015. And you're retired. I sense a theme. Keith Kubik, also a very long-term member of both the school district, school board, and the budget committee.
Correct.
And you are our current budget committee chair. Ann Krimitz, she is a school board member. You've been on the board for just a year. Charles Lee, school board 26, 27.
Something like that. We can remember back that far.
And Rod Cotton is a school board member for us, and you've been a school board member for about 29 years. Sorry, 28 years. Okay. And Tom Nelson is a budget committee member, and I don't have any idea how long you might have served on our budget committee.
I think probably about 6 years.
About 6 years. Okay. And with us tonight, we also have Robert Freeman, our Director of Human Resources, and Dennis Anderson, our Budget and Accounting Manager. So, introduced.
Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is the selection of a budget committee chair and vice chair. So are there nominations for the chairperson?
I would move to have I would move to have Kubik remain as our budget committee chairman.
Is there a second? Thank you. Any other nominations? If with that, then we would, no other nominations, and we would accept a vote for re-selecting me as the chairman of the budget committee. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? All right, thank you. And a vice chair of budget committee.
Mr. Chairman, I nominate Tom Nelson for vice chair.
Is that acceptable to you, Tom?
Yes.
Good.
I'll second.
Thank you, Charles. Any other nominations? Quite a friendly group here. Thank you. We'll close the nominations, and we'll, all those in favor of Tom being the vice chair of the budget committee, please say aye. Aye. And opposed? None. Thank you. Which brings us to the next agenda item, an important one, and at your place, I think is a term they use, is the superintendent's budget report or budget message. And I believe you're going to present that for him.
We'll be presenting the budget message for tonight in Superintendent Cordon's absence. I believe you all have the budget message in front of you as part of your board pack or your budget committee package. And I'm just going to go ahead and read through this. Superintendent Cordon is honored to once again present a budget message on behalf of Roseburg Public Schools. And I want to thank all of those who invested their time and energy to build a budget that aligns with our values, our strategic plan, and the vision for our children and our community. Our Board of Education Directors are to be commended for their consistent forward-thinking work of supporting our children, our staff, and our community. Their care for our children, staff, and schools has been evident in both their support of instructional investments as well as in supporting wise financial decisions that have helped bolster our short and long-term financial position. Our staff are dedicated professionals who are committed to the success of each and every child in our school district. Our children are amazing. They represent our future and deserve every opportunity to thrive. I am confident that this budget represents deep and varied opportunities for our kids to excel, key investments that ensure our staff have the tools and training they need to support our children and families, and represents a strategic, balanced set of investments that ensure all stakeholders have the support they need to collaboratively realize the success of each and every child, staff, and family in our school community. During every annual budget process, there is uncertainty in our state school funding. The budget document we are presenting is based on a state funding level of $9.3 billion for the 21-23 biennium. Of greatest concern is our lower enrollment. Our district has a decreased enrollment of over 300 students. Normally, this decrease would put the district in a position to cut well over $3 million in expenditures. However, the decrease in enrollment is happening statewide. Our funding has increased by over 300 per weighted student enrollment, leading to an increase in state school funding of 1.9 million. Part of this increase is due to the funding split over the biennium. You guys will remember that over the course of biennium, we received 49% in the first year, and we received 51% of the school allocation in the second year to help offset payroll increases. And the rest of this increase is a result of the state school fund support being allocated over a smaller number of students. So the state is allocating the same amount in school funding. They're just less pieces of the pie. So each piece of the pie is worth a little bit more. Not that our kids are pie, but so next page. In the 21-22 year, the district participated in a PERS obligation bond offering. PERS bonds were sold at an average interest rate of 2.47%. That's all we're paying on those PERS bonds. Our PERS employer rates have dropped from 15.32 and 9.87 to 2.18 and 0% for tier 1 and 2 and OPSERP respectively. The PERS bond savings less the increased pension bond debt service is a net savings to the district of approximately $930,000 for the 2022-23 year. The Oregon legislature has to be commended for their commitment to support our students through the Student Investment Account, Measure 98, and in a recent summer school grant to address unfinished learning. We have aligned these resources with our children in mind, and this budget represents our commitment to support our students and ensure that they have increased opportunities for learning, growth, and support. The proposed 2022-23 budget process and subsequent budget documents have provided a venue to reflect deeply on our core values, beliefs, and expectations within the context of our district's strategic plan. Our strategic plan focuses on 5 specific areas for growth and improvement: appropriate and timely instruction, safe and inclusive learning environments, effective operations, leadership development, and systems development. Our strategic plan has been an anchor in our work this year and last, guiding our decision-making relative to budget investments with continuous oversight to ensure that those investments result in optimum academic growth for the students we serve. There is on the next page, there's a list of things that are included in those groups. I'm not going to go ahead and read each and every one of them because we'll probably go over them at our next budget committee meeting. To finish, in closing, Superintendent Cordon would like to mention that there has been a great deal of discussion over the past year about returning to normal. While he agrees with the sentiment expressed by many who have stated this, he believes that this budget represents a return to better. Normal for many was comfortable and predictably positive. For others, however, normal was predictably challenging. Students in certain demographics predictably achieved less due to gaps in both opportunity and access before and throughout the pandemic. I believe this budget represents a better way forward to support all of our students and staff. I am proud of what we have accomplished in the past several years, and I'm excited and optimistic about our future. Indeed, our best days are ahead of us. So I offer this balanced 22-23 budget proposal to the Budget Committee for your consideration. Respectfully submitted, Jared Gordon, Superintendent.
Any member questions or comments about the budget message? I like the accomplishments summary. I will read that over, but I think that's a good thing also to put in our public record and go over like at next meeting. Because that's very, very important.
This meeting is to hand out the budget document and receive the budget message. At the next Budget Committee meeting, we'll ask Assistant Superintendent Michelle Nee to present to us on the successes we've had with the Student Investment Act. And I may ask Dr. Jill Weber to perhaps talk about, if she plans to be here, about the successes she's had with the Measure 98 funds, the high school success funds. That's really kind of the exciting stuff. So we'll go into more depth on those grants and really what we've accomplished with those at the next meeting.
Good. Any board member comments? Committee member comments?
I would like to commend the board and persons involved with the contract negotiations we have with both classified and licensed. That puts this budget committee meeting on a very positive footing because we know what our expected increases are going to be for this year, next year, and the year after. Where previous years we went into a budget committee with contract negotiations pending and at best a iffy guess. This year we got it a firm number. And I think that should go in the records, that this will allow this budget to be much better forecast with more predictability because of that. And I just like to say thank you.
I would like to just a comment on the PERS bond offering that we took advantage of. So would you predict, I guess you could say, that this might the worst of our PERS increases and are maybe behind us?
I would.
Because that's been a thorn in the budget for so many, whether it be
Yes.
school districts, counties, cities, whatever.
The last bond that the district passed in the early 2000s has been very successful over time, saving the district millions. It is my firm hope that this will do the same. Having a 2.47 interest rate is a very good indicator that it will save the district money over time. Whether this solves our PERS problems, especially with the economy what it's doing right now, I don't know. PERS gets a lot of their funding from their investments. So when the market does not do well, the PERS fund does not do as well. So if I knew the answer to that question, I'd be in a much higher paying job.
Any other observations, comments? Thank you for your comment about the labor negotiations. That's a wonderful report. Thank you very much. It does give a lot of stability to the budget process. Well, next thing on the agenda then is talking about the budget meeting schedule. It's delineated there under item number 6. Same room here. Same start time, and the second meeting being May 4th, which gives us an opportunity to take our budget books and look through them develop comments, questions, and it's always preferred, if you will, if you look through the budget and you have a question, email it into the staff. Because if one of us has a question, it's usually beneficial to all of us. And so call it in or email it in, and then they will respond to all of our questions at the next meeting. That's very helpful. You were probably going to say that, right? Do we need an approval action or just a reminder on the next meeting?
Does the proposed second meeting day and time work for the majority of the committee? May 4th at 6 o'clock? Yeah.
Yes,
Then,
yes, I see all the heads
6 to
nodding.
8? 6 to 8 o'clock.
sure.
So there's just consensus that that is, and it was on our budget calendar, so we probably all had it marked anyway. All right. With that, is there any other business for the good of the order? I think, isn't that something you put on the end of agendas? Ernest,
That's right.
we're good? Howard,
Good go.
Charles?
Busy studying.
Okay, Rod and Tom?
Just any comments, Dr. Jill Weber, I'll put you on the spot. How school is going now that we're getting back into maybe some progression towards normalcy?
Yeah, it definitely feels like we're getting back into normal for sure. We have prom Saturday, so that's exciting. We haven't had a prom for a couple of years, and we have lots of activities happening. School, yeah, we're preparing for the freshmen coming next year. The 8th graders came over to visit and sign up for their classes, and other students are signing up for classes. So I feel like it's that time of year where we're ramping up towards graduation to finish, at the same time planning for next year to start. So very busy, but it feels, yeah, it feels good. Very different. Nice to be back.
I have another question for you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's Dr. Jill or Mrs. but,
You can call me whatever, Jill.
Jill is, I think. We remind all of us about the tour.
Yes, there is a tour scheduled. It's basically a bond information meeting that's happening on Tuesday, the 26th. It's in the student center. There's a tour of the new main, the old main, and the CTE buildings so that people can get a chance to see what these facilities look like. We've heard a lot about facilities at the high school, what they look like, but additionally, there'll be a lot of materials just about the projects at the elementary schools and middle schools as well. So it's a great opportunity to learn more about the bond and to see talk with people and see some of the facilities. I cover it. So yeah, please come. Starts at 5:30 and tours will begin every 15 minutes and it will go until 7 p.m. So anytime in there,
Good.
whatever works in your
And
schedule.
for anyone that's listening,
Absolutely.
every member of the public is welcome.
Encouraged.
Yeah.
So spread the word, please.
Anything else? Well, I believe we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
We recess.
Oh, recess.
Yeah, not this one.
We're recessing until May 4th. All right, thank you. Motion to recess?
I so move.
So we,
Motion and second to recess. All those in favor say aye. Aye. And thank you and good evening.